government will now only impose two blanket quarantine levels, at least in the pilot run. That's going to be ECQ and GCQ, with the areas to be classified under four alert levels. How are you taking this new set of mobility curves set to be piloted here in NCR?
I think it's about time that the government simplifies its guidelines in terms of mobility of people. And more important is that the seriousness of demobilizing the people is actually demobilizing our economy. We're not exactly locking down the virus, but the economy as well. But depending on, and as the recent developments have shown, despite the very strict lockdowns, the virus infections continue to increase. So I think it's really a matter of a clear and specific, deliberate, and medically guided guidelines that must be demonstrated or must be implemented. And I really think that the COVID-19 quarantine should be guided by healthcare strategies rather than a hard and very restricting military-style lockdowns. It's about time that the healthcare sector takes the center stage in leading the COVID-19 control, COVID-19 management of the country.
Mm-hmm. Now, Prof. Leyco, of course, we only have a few months remaining here until the end of 2021. Again, that move, of course, wasn't made to help the economy recover. How do you see this changing things, at least for the country's growth trajectory?
Well, I think we have to see how the implementing guidelines will look like. I think, as we always say, the devil is in the details here. While we say that we will simplify our quarantine guidelines, now how are we going to implement this? I also heard that they are also considering granular lockdowns, which is very, very complicated in an environment where COVID-19 infection is widespread. As our healthcare managers were saying, granular lockdowns will be okay if the infection or the pandemic is limited. But right now, this is so widespread. Granular lockdowns will have to be spelled out how they will be implemented. Are they going to implement it on a street-by-street basis, barangay-by-barangay basis, building to building? And then they are also talking about what if there are authorized personnel who are authorized persons outside the residence who are living in those areas subject to granular lockdowns. I hear that they will be allowed to get out, but they will not be allowed to come in. So that, I think, will sound ridiculous. We really need to hear how the strategies, how the implementing guidelines will look like, and how they will be affecting people on the ground, and look at realities, deal with realities. We are no longer looking at a specific area where the pandemic is concentrated, although there are clusterings. The pandemic is all over the place.